Hey YouTubers, Patrick here. Let me just comb my hair for a minute. I gotta get my clock here. Okay, so in my other video, I was talking about time displacement and how ripples in space would allow you to go into a different dimension. Okay, so here's the planet Earth. Okay, this is the planet Earth. And I'm going to use let me see, something to represent an airship. Oh, I know. Okay, so there's the thing. Okay, so this is the planet Earth, and this is your airship. Okay, so imagine your airship flying through ripples of time. Okay, so your airship is going like this towards the Earth, and it passes through some ripples of time like this, and it comes out into a different year of time. So now your airship is now traveling through ripples of time. Wait a minute. Okay, so you are now in a different era. Okay, so your ship is traveling like this through ripples of time in space. So, and because you've been through ripples of time, this is what's happening. You're causing like a rift in space. Okay, because you come through some kind of time displacement. So you're doing this the whole time. Your ship is trying to restabilize. Okay, so now that you've restabilized, your ship is basically going like this, and going through time. Okay, so Sir Isaac Newton was probably on the right track. Some of the other great philosophers were probably on the right track. Yeah, Sir Isaac Newton was going in that direction, but in order for a philosopher to say that time displacement would actually affect what people do in other points of time and what would be the outcome. Now, the only problem with doing time travel is if you go back in time, well, you can go forward in time or you can go back in time, depending on how you, like, if you were to travel through a wormhole, let me see, we'll demonstrate a wormhole. Okay, so this coffee cup represents a wormhole. Okay, so here's your wormhole, and your ship goes right through the wormhole, like this. Okay, so if you go through that wormhole, okay, and you come out on the other side, what other side are you coming out of and going into? Now, there's a lot of talk about is time travel possible? Is time travel going to be a reality? And can people actually travel forward and backward in time? Well, think about it. Every year that we turn our clock ahead an hour and then back an hour, we're essentially doing time travel. If you did not turn your clock back an hour, that's in November, you would be living on that same time all the time. So now if you didn't, and so instead of, so yeah, you would actually be on standard time and not daylight saving time. But so think of it this way. Supposing you were to turn your clock to another time, like I don't know, put your clock on Japan time, or put your clocks on Australia time, or something like that. So their time zone and their time is different time. Okay, that's clock time, not space time. So now in outer space, I'm only philosophizing, but you can draw your own conclusion about that. If a space-time continuum really does exist in outer space, My question is, will it ever be found? Will somebody ever launch a rocket into a space-time continuum? Will the space-time continuum change all that we know it today? Will space-time continuum allow us to go and change what was? I mean, we can do it up here, but it's not a reality though. It's a brain thing. If we go back in time, are we able to see the people, like the incidents of time before it actually transpired? A question. You remember that episode of Star Trek where they went through ripples in time and they went back in history, and in order for things to be said correctly, Edith Keeler had to get hit by a car. So now, if that didn't happen, everything would have been changed in the show, of course. But that shows you that by going through ripples of time, it would have happened. So that's my theory. Any comments? Please send me some comments on YouTube. Later!